Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Puzzle Wednesday. We got something a little dear to my heart tonight. It's Pac-Attack. We've not ever really outright stated this, but June's kind of my birthday. I'm turning 30. So, low key, we've kind of just run it in this slot every year out of pure nepotism. And, I don't have qualms with that. We're going to keep playing Pac-Attack. We got like a 16-person bracket. It's full. This is going to be hype. I'm Juicey. And we got a whole lot of people on comms tonight. We're going to be doing a lot of shuffling around because we got a lot of staff in bracket tonight. But let me introduce you to at least a couple of our comms. I have Color Thief.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
I have Rodney.
Yo, yo, yo.
I have Roonespism.
Good day.
And I have Raspberryfloof.
Hi, hi.
Deka, Fumo, Death Cult, and maybe more.
Hello.
But this is a bit of internal fan favorite, so by all means, tip your waiter and waitress tonight. Amelia, she's doing a lot of favors for us today, running a very staff-heavy bracket, and Kirk also taking loser's side bracket. So give them your shout-outs, and we're gonna have fun with this. First up for tonight is going to be myself versus Klaus, who is going to be someone you're going to tip in the future. He's getting a little bit of a experienced bracket running under his belt, so you'll be seeing him around a little bit more.
So, how many people did you say were in bracket, Juicy?
16.
So, wow. You might even say this bracket is packed.
Shut up. Hey, Alex even showed up, so that's like everyone. Exciting. Puzzle 40 exciting. But yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to get the chance to showcase this game. It feels, I'm a little heartbroken that this isn't the PlayStation version, but soon. And I think there's a lot to love off of original Pac-Attack as well. So we got a couple like GODHANDs in here. What beat it on the PlayStation version? Toady beat it, I think, on the original. So, high skill pool tonight. It's gonna be good. Anyway, I think we're gonna have Rune and Raz commentating my match first. So, gonna have a real revolving door tonight.
Alright, I'll get that door spinning.
Thank
When's
you.
the match starting?
Working on it. Okay. Match accepted. We're almost in there. But like this is the busiest this body ever gets. So this is probably on Fightcade front page, and I'm always excited at the prospect of that. You know. Okay. Session is up. You guys can hop in. Alright. For being a console game, I'm surprised that you can't actually interface with anything on player 2's side. Like, I think it's on Klaus to, like, actually start the session here.
Hopefully Klaus has their buttons mapped.
That might have been what was going on. No, it's not normal mode. Get out of... Stop! No.
Oop.
Oh.
Looks like
Can you F3?
I think he just exited. Set yourself
yep.
to available. I can get it. I can do it. 5 times. Don't worry, we'll get it underway. There we go. Took a sec. Sent the challenge. We should be good to go for real this time. And session is up.
I have been informed that for this bracket, winner side is now God side and loser side is hand side. So when they meet at the end, we get God hand.
Sure.
Okay, I have eyeballs on this game.
Cool.
Yes, I also do.
I'll still always find it just funny that my story with Pac-Attack was that I didn't like this game growing up almost at all. And my reevaluating came on complete accident. It was our first...
It's hard to imagine a world where you do not love this game.
Look, we're all different people at different points of our life. What the hell?
What?
Oh. Yeah, whatever you're seeing, I think I'm seeing it too.
Just
suddenly paused.
Dead? Let's try that one more time. The hell happened? Okay, Klaus, can you X out of the window there? Try this one more time. But, no, actually, we had, been running, like, Puyo Tet and then Puyo Champions for about a year, and, like, the writing was on the wall that, essentially... Oh, Klaus just... Okay, he's back. Like... The placements in Puyo were getting so stratified that, like, people were just dropping off due to lack of interest, so that's what kind of was a prerogative for... Okay, we're up. Third time, finally. Prerogative to, like, switch to a more variety scene. And I was testing just a bunch of stuff with Crit at his apartment. Like, we tried Panel, we tried Mistral, so other stuff. I'm like, you know, I have Pac-Attack on hand. I can't imagine it's gonna be, like, great, but you just want to try it. And then I stayed over an extra 2 more hours playing Pac-Attack, and I'm like, oh, I guess I get this game now. Because it never clicked growing up. And, like,
Right.
there's definitely some different spatial awareness you need to get used to, especially prioritizing, like, not forcing gaps by placing ghosts. But, yeah, no, just one day I woke up and like, no, I'm a Pac-Attack fan now. And my life has never been the same since. Or better.
No,
and
the moment you
worse.
realize you're a Pac-Attack fan, things get very different. Could never return to normal life after that.
I never actually played this game versus growing up. I always played single player and mostly puzzle mode. And I was awful at it.
That's exactly it. Like, I just could never wrap my head around it growing up. So that colored such a long period of time until I
Yeah.
actually understood things.
No, the puzzle mode in this game will put you in a lot of weird situations that are not going to come up very much in versus or normal.
Like, the biggest things you need to learn to stack flat. and
Yeah,
puzzle doesn't prioritize that.
Yeah,
Keep your
so
walls
the
open.
Yeah. That's a good excuse to talk about the basic versus strategy here. So Pac-Attack is a game where, especially at the very start, before you get your first fairy spawn, you are mainly your own worst opponent. There's not a huge amount of pressure that can be done in the first, like, 20 to 30 seconds of a match before there's lots of ghosts on either side. So the main thing you want to avoid is just do not allow the ghosts to get trapped within walls. For example, Klaus has two annoying ones down there that are going to be pretty difficult to get out, but the rest of them are fairly easily accessible. And then, while trapping in ghosts like that is the very worst thing you can do, the next thing you want to try to do after that is, like Juicey said, stack fairly flat. Because the pieces have an awkward shape.
If you don't, you end up with what Klaus has done here, and you have big spires.
Yes.
Usually about evenly spaced by 2s.
Because of the awkward, like, 2x2 L shape of the pieces, it is difficult to work around spires like that, especially if you have exactly 3 of them in those unfortunate positions where no piece could even spawn in. There was no 2x2 gap for the piece to come in from.
So yeah, it seems like a good idea at first to try and stack everything on one spire, because everything will run off that spire. But then you'll get to a point where you just can't put anything else on top of it. And you can't put anything down in the hole that you've inevitably made next to it, and things go downhill very fast after that.
So Juicy going for a greedy early combo there. Oh! It actually pays off. It does immediately defeat Klaus. I was about to say... And because of that, it has uncharacteristically left a little bit of a mess down here for Juicy to fix. But there's no need to fix it. Your opponent has stopped playing.
Yeah, like, the biggest thing is you need to learn to defeat yourself. Because if you're not... Like, if you don't have a stacking sense, you're going to kill yourself before your opponent's even a problem. And that's probably the hardest thing to, like, bridge the gap with this game. But I was going to say, like, we still have... I feel like this is one of our bigger beginner, like, pro splits. Toady is worth looking out for. What's always made it to Grands. I've won a number of these. CT is always a threat. Rodney's always a threat. But we also just got a lot of our usual multi-game people here, and they are always appreciated. Shoutouts to Ty for showing up at the last second. GG's, until I heard commentary, I didn't know you weren't supposed to sandwich them. Oops, yeah, no. We'll break that down as we go on through the night.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've played a reasonable amount of single player in this game, so I roughly know how you're supposed to stack. The basic idea that I try to follow is that, like, you try not to put walls below, to the side, and above a ghost, to the point where you can only access it from one horizontal side.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing that, then you need to basically immediately have a plan on how to create a line above the ghost. Like, you're allowed to do that temporarily, but only if you're then planning to go, okay, we burn off a line above the ghost, get access from the top again, and the combo is accessible.
Like, even then, and this is back when, like, we first ran and came up with tech names for, like, everything. A good rule of thumb is just, like...
Oh, match is up.
Yep, I'm already in. You want to, like, build defensively with your actual blocks. One of the things that is technically probably adopted from, like, Sega Tet and TGM's the idea of pyramid stacking, but we here in Pac-Attack call that duck's back because ghosts just wash off of it like nothing.
Glide right off.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that is more of a multiplayer technique, where ghosts could suddenly come in from the top at any point when your opponent does a combo. If you have a staircase shape of blocks, then it's much easier to eat about, say, 11 of them rather than just 6 of them if they're flat.
I gotta say, like, Shosoul, I'm never gonna get that right at first. Also kind of just starting in the deep end here. I don't think he's played this before tonight, but like, there's at least some ideas. A lot of it seems to want to like mitigate, like using one side for blocks and the other side for ghost discards. Only real problem is going to be just a matter of like safety and parity on like stack height.
I mean, let's be real. Shosoul may not have played this before, but there are so many parallels between this game and Panel.
I was gonna say, please no, elaborate.
Well, they're both basically Tetris, but one is Tetris with Pac-Man, and the other is Tetris with fairies.
Yeah.
Yes, that's entirely correct.
I mean, they even named it Tetris Attack in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing to call
Tetris Attack, Pac-Attack, you know, like, same game.
So just 10-20 seconds ago, Shosoul did a very good job of uncovering that left hole, but actually you can still see it now. It's unfortunate they didn't put the blocks and the ghosts in the right spots. They ended up not filling in the lines that they gained access to. They did the first half very well, and then just put the pieces in the wrong way at the last second.
But like, honestly, the safest thing that Shosoul can do, and he sort of has the right idea, is just if you're gonna do a one well, treat it as a funnel. Like, make it that Pac-Man will always feed down to left or right side, depending on your choice every time.
Yeah, the absolute worst thing you can do in this game is, unfortunately, what's happened here, where you have your right or left edge empty, and then a big tall spire right next to it.
Yeah.
Because that basically makes both of those columns unusable.
Yep. But the two pieces they just put on the far right have mostly fixed it. They recognized it as a problem and made sure that it was priority number one. And now actually Rodney is the person who's ended up with a weird spire in the right now.
Yeah. Thankfully it was mostly ghosts, so he was able to just literally eat the problem away.
Mm.
I think.
Okay, we are seconds away from seeing a game mechanic that we have not seen yet. Those bars in the middle do mean something.
Supers.
Yeah. So here's Rodney's super. It's called the Fairy. So when you place the Fairy on your stack, it basically removes all of the ghosts down about 5 or 6 rows, so if you're really deep in trouble, it'll only fix half of it. Rodney was actually so fine that he barely needed it, but it still got rid of 3. I believe the Fairy still does full damage, right? Like, if you clear a lot of ghosts with the Fairy, then it does send them to your opponent.
I haven't seen numbers, but that feels right.
It does, as well as Fairy rebuilds your meter in this one version.
Oh!
So there's no reason not to use it.
I think it just literally acts like you ate all of those ghosts.
Mm-hmm. So unlike the PlayStation version, sacrificing a fairy is just a hard taunt.
Yes. Yeah, you can throw the fairy away. I believe you press up and rotate at the same time or something, but if you're doing that, it's mainly just to style on your opponent. Or actually, Rodney could have done it there and it would have made a small amount of sense, because 3 ghosts is just not really worth using the fairy on unless they're in a weird spot that's hard to get.
So you're telling me that, like, throwing away your fairy in this game is like teching a diamond in Puzzle Fighter?
Very similar, yes. There is usually very little reason not to do it. And the reason that you would do it is because you literally want to deal 0 damage instead of whatever little damage it would deal.
Well, GG's to Shosoul. Hope you found the game fun. It's a pretty unique take on puzzles.
Okay.
One of the rare games with like 2 different clear mechanics at the same time. Lines and Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Gives similar vibes to like Cleopatra Fortune or Pequeña.
Yo, Pequeña, though?
Oh,
That's going to be something we can run a little bit more freely once Duck Station happens, too.
Forget the ducks back.
I'm playing against LiabilityLuke. Alright, my session is up.
Alright, I am hopping in now.
Just let me know when you guys get to go.
Alright, I'm in the game, so feel free to play when you're up.
Cool, cool. Good luck, have fun.
Then we've got Juicey setting up a large path. You know, he could be clearing all of these ghosts fast and early, but he's instead opting to go for one big first initial hit.
Yep, being very greedy. Luke, instead, playing very conservatively, keeping his board low. Never a bad idea, honestly.
Okay, Juicey cashing out, so we see the hit.
Oh wow, that's so many ghosts. But that does mean Luke has some ammo to hit back.
Yeah, this early in the game, you've got lots of Pac-Man coming to offset it.
Do Pac-Man start coming less frequently as the match goes on?
Do they? Like, that's how the single player works. I didn't think multiplayer worked that way.
Yeah, I don't think multiplayer does that.
It's a fixed every, like...
Yeah, it's like every 4, I think, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh wow, another huge hit from Juicy.
Oh wow. Also, another way this game is just like handled upon, all you hear after a point is the panic music.
It's basically the same game, I'm telling you guys. I can't believe Nintendo didn't sue Pac-Man. I mean, Namco.
They just made him make Smash Brothers for him later on. And that's payment enough.
They're very nice clear from Juicy. And here, LiabilityLuke is running into the big liability of having a large hole in the middle of your stack. it is very difficult to get rid of spires in this game, and so
Yeah.
avoiding holes at all costs is extremely important. Especially now, damage is just basically going to continue to fill that hole every time he empties something.
Yep, and there's just nowhere for anything to spawn.
It feels really bad when that starts to happen, because you really do just have to bite the bullet and throw some blocks on top of the ghosts, even if you don't want to.
Yeah, this game is very much about, like, forward thinking, making sure that your placements don't restrict you from placing things later.
Good little solve from Luke there. Managing to get all of those ghosts with one Pac-Man. Here we're gonna start to see problems as this spire starts to form. Juicey cashing in on this big hit here is gonna be very annoying. I keep wanting to call him Lucky Luke. Yeah, this construction on the left side of the board is going to be a little awkward for Luke.
He did make it to Fairy, though, so...
He did make it to Fairy, so this should clean up
turnaround.
most of the board. Alright, and that frees up pretty much everything.
Yeah, Luke's
Except
still
for all the
building all the way
damage.
on the right wall. I feel like at some point you kind of need to even your stack out so you just have more room to work.
I think they're desperately trying to assemble, like... I think they're starting to understand the strength of the duck's back shape. And so they're really trying to keep the one side of their... Oh, that was an unfortunate over-rotate, and there's only one rotate button in this game, so it's really hard to undo a mistake once the pieces start falling really quickly.
At least
Juicey's
another
not
fairy is coming up
exactly doing
soon.
Too well. Okay, no, Juicy hit Fairy. Juicy's gonna recover.
Yep. Luke might reach
this
fairy
might
too. Oh, yep, that's fairy.
If
If the
remaining four
ghosts don't
pieces...
kill,
Oh my gosh, they
Oh.
reached
it's the
it.
fairy in time, and that's 5 lines cleared.
That's pretty sick.
Pac-Man's got a lot of work to do with all these ghosts here, though, and the stack is not even. So
Oh, no, and
it's gonna
yeah.
be one spire at a time here.
I mean, this is still maybe recoverable.
Oh, that's death.
Oh, but
oh,
not
wait,
like
no.
that.
And Juicy's up 2-0. Surprised we didn't get Nick joining this tournament, but I suppose it's kind of late in Europe.
Oh yeah, it's probably like almost 3 a.m. there.
That doesn't stop Kanito.
Doesn't stop Kanito, and it doesn't stop Lamel, our hero.
Doesn't stop
Willing to
Guppy.
bite the bullet for all of us.
Oh, that's so
Big
many
hit
ghosts.
from Juicy.
Wow. So Luke just ate all the ghosts off their side, and suddenly there were twice as many back.
I believe there's a little bit of a multiplicative effect for doing a big ghost bite, right? Or maybe not multiplicative. I think you get. I'm pretty sure you get more damage if you eat more ghosts, and that's not just because you're eating more ghosts. Oh, maybe it's the meter fills faster. I can't quite remember. Juicey with an incredibly neat stack to take this damage.
Oh, really nice cleanup from Luke.
Yeah, that was a very, very precision placement of those blocks relative to the ghosts. Really helped clean that up a lot.
Gosh, they're both just throwing haymakers at each other.
Yeah, there are a lot of ghosts on the field just in play, ping-ponging back and forth right now. And I have a feeling the fairy coming into play here is gonna add to that.
Luke using it to send extra ghosts instead of clean up the bottom of their stack, though, so...
But look at Juicey's board, though. That's not a very comfortable position.
Yeah, they're both kind of high up. But Juicey able to dig down. Oh, I think Luke was hoping that Pac-Man went the other way.
Luke is running out of space.
Oh wow, that Pac-Man was a godsend, but he does not have enough space on his board to make it to the next one.
And
Yep.
Juicey managed to claw his way back to a relatively stable position, too, so that's some really good play.
Alrighty then. Busy, busy night.
Also, Juicy, we are in winners round 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're in God round 2. As I've been
are we
reminded.
doing that? Sure. God round 2. Let's see what we got queued up for stream
The
next.
challenge has already been updated that way.
Oh, good. I'm glad we commit to our bit so hard here. CT and Rodney. Yo, this one... CT, does this one have grudge match energy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Roderick's about to get waka waka washed.
This isn't good advice, but I would pay to watch you commentate a wrestling pay-per-view. Alrighty then. I'm in.
I am hopping in now.
Is it time for the video game? It feels like it's time for the video game.
I think there might be some gaming happening.
Okay. So I feel like this is the first wave of where people are really gonna start reading for stuff. We already have a full extend off of bottom row that unfortunately was cashed in. But there's definitely some more intent. There's more utilizing all the real estate in a single row. And in particular, there's Pac-Man discards, which we're going to be seeing a lot more of.
Rodney has a little bit of a... I guess they both will have a little bit of a mess to work through now. Those little individual holes that they're trying to plug up.
If any... Oh. I kind of want to bias towards CT just because, the higher gravity you get, this shares movement tech from Sega Tet and TGM. Triple rotations are basically the same. Pyramid stacking or duck back is still always a pretty solid option in top board, but
CT is really on the defense this game.
yeah, maybe our boy just has not played in a while.
I was trying to do fairy shenanigans.
That sure is some shenanigans.
No, like I get, there's a point where you could argue it's a good thing to like just make some Swiss cheese, maximize how much you're going to get off of Fairy Clear. But that can also be really hard to do intentionally.
Oh my gosh. I think Rodney's board is more ghosts than blocks at this point.
That's honestly the scariest thing you can be, because you suddenly lose so much control over your pathing. Like, it's so hard to come back from that. You think your advantage, like, I can make all these moves. Not necessarily.
Yeah, the blocks at least clear themselves, the ghosts don't.
No.
Okay, Fairy incoming. Both players. Alright. Less of a hit this time from CT. So Rodney, much more able to clean up.
Okay. CT almost kind of like 2-4'd himself there.
Oh yeah, this is kind of a mess.
We have
That
a chance
hole
for
in
line
column 3 is definitely pain point.
I mean, CT's not dead yet, but I don't like how things are.
Yeah, it's like, if you have that hole in the way that column 3 was set up there with a ghost at the bottom, and Pac-Man can't, like, extend to the side, it means you're limited in how much you're able to clear for Fairy, too, so your comeback options get limited.
Yeah. One thing that's maybe not been apparent, but you'll notice if you pay attention, this game does not give you a game over if you technically stack to the spawn point. As long as you are being mindful, you can pull the direction and dash outside of the spawn area and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So, a checkmate in Pac-Attack is basically any combination of, like, even or odd spires. So, like, you want either pure forks, so like 1-3-6, or 1-3-5, 2-4-6, or combinations like 1-2-4, so on and so forth. But yeah, no, top out's not as straightforward as you would think. You can definitely play out of some pretty awkward situations. As long as there's a 2x2 space for you to dash to, you can keep going. Okay, I think CT's building to accept bigger hits a little bit better this time.
Yep, CT trying for some more Fairy, it looks like.
Yeah, also trying to
Got
get
the
Fairy
Fairy.
second. So we're gonna... Oh. I figured you would have tried to, like, accept Rodney's send, but... Hey, we're still here, we're still alive.
Yeah, might have been trying to do that, but just mistimed it.
Yeah. Like, you can't... like, move reset, so you can only really stall so much by rotating, but I figured you would have tried at least a little some. CT's gonna have to create a floor here. He now has no more clearable lines.
Yeah, he's making some slowly, but Rodney is still putting pressure in, trying to prevent that from being a thing.
CT actually gonna have a significant gap between Rodney sending Fairy and him getting it now, so this could be rubber banded back. Rodney didn't send that much, honestly.
Yeah, and this is gonna all come right back. 3 rows of ghosts.
I don't think we've ever entirely clarified what the garbage rules on this, but generally you have to clear 3 or more ghosts, and anything after 3 gets sent to your opponent. There might be more factors underlying, but we've not been able to figure that out, at least in this version.
Yep. And the PlayStation version is an entirely different game, essentially, so...
Mm-hmm. Far more columns, like. So, you know, Rodney's gonna love it. I actually like CT's positioning a little bit better here, because we still have a little room for line clears.
I don't know, Rodney's kind of in a slightly worse position, but closer to Fairy, so... I think they both still have a chance, but Rodney... having those two spires there means that he can't really place anything outside of columns 5 and 6. And yeah, just gets KO'd.
Didn't ask. Okay, so what? We're at a 1-1 situation here. I need to check something. I don't think the score is updating by a script. Why is that? That's because it's being read off the wrong thing. Let me fix that right quick. Okay, there we go. Everything's patched back up. We're at 1-1.
Alright. Well... Yep, okay. Player is a little behind on my end.
Yeah, like, I honestly don't know if the sending Fairy second thing is going to be doing CT that much of a favor. Because, one, he's not getting it second all that consistently. But two, like, he has so much more potential playing defense and cleanup than Rodney. So I hope he's not, like, kneecapping himself for opportunities, like, actually just outlive Rodney. This game, absolute die last energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially
It's
once
definitely
we get to, like, top
a
3 in
game
hard
of,
mode.
like... It's definitely a game of, like, see who can survive more than try to outright, like, KO your opponent.
That doesn't really happen in this game. Getting Fairy second here. That's still not...
Yep. Still not late enough for it to make a huge difference. They're essentially getting it at the same time.
Like, CT would have to go so far as to basically stagger enough to waste a turn. And his tempo is not slow. I don't like CT's column 2 being that low. Especially now that
Yeah,
he's looking at like solid blocks.
Yeah, but if he can drop column 3, that might still work out. Considering it's all ghosts. Yeah, here it goes.
Okay, like he's basically made a funnel shape down his right side there.
Yep. But unfortunately, it's a very tall funnel. So... definitely still not in great shape. And oh, that spire in column 5?
Okay, Rodney just checkmates it with a little poke. But yeah, like I'd have to like really wait and see if CT is going to intentionally like start sacrificing tempo or a Pac-Man. Unlike a lot of other games, sacrificing tempo is not a crime in this game. It will not end you. If
He
anything,
is making
it
a
might
very
be a
big
good idea.
clear.
Plug that in, and I like CT's positioning a lot. Though Rodney can like rubberman all this when he gets buried. You know what I don't like? CT has Tetris wells on column 1 and 6.
Yeah, that's kind of bad. But, like, he also has openings in the middle here for Pac-Man to get down. So, I feel like if you're gonna do a Tetris well, that's how you need to do it.
He's sort of plugged it up.
Oh, this is bad, though. This is really bad. He's basically relying on Fairy to clean up this board now.
Gets it, but like even the recovery on that's gonna be awkward. You know, Rodney's in a weird place too.
Yeah, but Rodney poked his CT's column 2 up to the top. And entirely blocking off 2 columns from your opponent's board, that's really mean.
Yeah. I hesitate to say either player are having a good time. Rodney has more actual solid lines he can work with, at least. Okay, I sort of see the plan. CT kind of funneling down left side.
Somehow. Just all these holes, letting
Okay.
Pac-Man out.
We're due for a fairy trade here any moment now.
Yep, there it comes.
CT not looking to ever
Right.
accept.
CT column 5 is a little bit in a bad spot,
Oh my gosh. This is so anxiety
but
inducing.
Rodney's in an even worse spot. I really just do not know who's ahead right now.
Whoever gets hit the hardest is gonna lose. That's basically it. I like CT's prospects a little bit better here.
I don't know, Rodney got a really good Pac-Man there. And CT just not getting any blocks.
Alrighty then. That was a journey.
And it ended with Rodney taking it 3-1.
Okay. Let's take a look at where we're at in the bracket. Because I
Pretty
believe...
sure we're in it is urine. Let's see.
Because CT Rodney was a quarterfinal.
Yes, it was.
And semis is Toady and Rodney and myself and WatWuzDat.
Yep. Let's see who gets called first.
Me and what? Like this used to always be grands. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Not always. Sometimes like CT and Rodney shot ahead. But the pool's widening.
Yeah, Toady sneaking in his first seed pushed our winners finals.
That's because he's just
Semis.
really good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying that if he wasn't here, our what is usually winners finals and probably grand finals would not be around early.
Yeah. All right. Session started up. I have not played WatWuzDat in a hot minute.
All right, Juicy.
Yeah?
Not to put you in the spotlight here, but quickly, what are your top 10 Pac-Man branded edible commercial products?
Oh, edible? I don't know about that, man. I just saw like a month, like half a year ago, there were Pac-Man Heelys, and I really wanted them.
Hello. Yep. What was that Juicey in? Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm loaded in. Oops, sorry. Let me see. Both players greeting for a big pack path.
But WatWuzDat is a certified GODHAND.
Yeah, he definitely smoked me without breaking a sweat. So he's a force to be reckoned with for sure.
GODHAND's just like very intimidating. Just the name, and then you play it, and then you're like, oh man.
Get to level die and then die.
Is the last level actually named Level Die?
Yeah, it's level die.
That's pretty sick. That's amazing. I love that.
You know that's not true.
No, but think about it. Just think about it. They should do it. Re-release Pac-Attack Level Die. Ooh, that was a clean down stack. That was crazy on WatWuzDat side.
Man, What's board is looking so nice right now.
Sacrifice fairy on me. How dare you?
Ooh.
Juicey gets his follow-up with the fairy.
Oh, very nice clear from Juicey, and now his board is looking pretty much back to normal.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was like there was the duck's backside and the long ghost spire side for if Pac-Man was in either orientation.
Well, I wonder if that was a bit of a misdrop. That left spire suddenly just got exponentially more difficult to get rid of.
Maybe.
Oh look, we have fairy, we have diamond, we'll be fine.
Ooh, Juicy doing a very good job of making a spire so that he can eat the whole spire with the fairy.
Yeah, and what is stuck here with a hole in column 3? It looked difficult to fill, but suddenly it's full.
What? How does what just have like 6 perfect lines undisturbed?
I don't know. Like, what was that? They've been labbing too much. We gotta investigate this.
Like, I literally looked over there, and their board looked really terrible, and I look at Juicy's board for 1 second, and I turn around and What's board is perfect.
Yeah, something was perfectly lined up such that eating one set of Pac-Mans just made, like, 5 sticks of butter ready to clear. Oh, wow, and that hit of Ghost is going to take round 1.
Oh, this version of Pac-Attack doesn't have the all clear because I thought I saw the all clear and I was like, oh, they didn't go. But that's not really. It has a jingle. It's look, it's very happy you did it. What was that? Having this? Oh, Juicy. Like a Juicy.
Juicy's board being
all
oops, all ghosts.
Look, that means damage. You can send all the damage. I love it. Who doesn't like all ghosts?
Yeah, this is like the most perfect fairy greed setup I've ever seen. Let's just like add 2 full lines of ghosts to my fairy clear.
I think Juicy's greeting for this fairy. It's gonna do crazy damage, though.
Did what just discard the fairy again?
It's... I think they did not want to let Juicy rubber band even more damage.
Yeah, that's a wise decision.
Oh, this is so painful. Juicy's board just like cut in half right along the middle.
It does look bad, but one fairy and Juicy's more than back in the game.
Yeah, but Juicy does have to reach it.
Right.
Oh, okay. 2, 1. Got the fairy.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really make the rest of his board any better. Oh, wait, but this last piece will. Juicy sneaking in before that damage hit.
Yeah, and what is now the one very high up?
Juicy
And
just has
without
all
fairy
his-
coming anytime soon.
Yeah, Fairy is going to be off the table probably for the rest of the match with the boards in this shape.
Oh my god. Dang, he keeps getting
Yeah,
like
but
the
who
right
will get
amount of
there?
damage at
Oh!
the last moment.
I was right. It just happened a lot sooner than I thought.
Ooh, that was a little cute chain with the Pac-Man clear and the Tetris line clear.
Placement from Juicy.
Mhm.
This construction on the right side is a little bit awkward, but it should not be difficult to get rid of. Just needs to get a Pac-Man facing the right direction. Unfortunately, I think that Pac-Man being a left Pac-Man made this a little awkward. Yeah, he's gonna have that one strand to the bottom right for pretty much forever now. That ghost will probably be... Oh wait, actually the fairy is here.
We love the comeback mechanics. Oh. Yes. Juicy is digging down, but seems problem like, oh, that Pac-Man wasn't in the right orientation for the down stack.
Mine's another Pac-Man in a good position. Oh, and that's exactly the block Juicy needed. Nice two-line clear right before a bunch of ghosts pile in too. Very convenient. Oh, that Pac-Man facing right was a bit of a drag.
Yeah, but
Oh
Pac-Man.
my gosh, this
Ooh.
fairy.
This fairy's gonna be enormous. This is so much damage.
4 lines.
And then Juicy's board's looking pretty, like, I'm liking this board. What was that? Is also
I don't
still...
know. Like, it looks alright, but like, there just isn't much room.
I could see that.
Yeah, Juicy needs to get
When that piece wasn't very nice.
Oh no, I think with that ghost on the top spire there, Juicy's gonna have a very difficult time getting pieces. Oh,
Yep,
no.
that's it.
Oh,
GG's.
The wrong facing Pac-Man.
a single ghost. You hate to see it.
Alrighty then. Where are we at?
We should probably be on the other side of winner's semis, or god semis.
Alright, that's where that is. Okay. So that's gonna be.
You need to
Toady
have that
Rodney.
updated on stream too.
Yeet. Already ahead of you. It's just gonna take like however long the delay is for it to catch up. Alright, looks like stream match is called. Rodney, send that challenge.
Okay, I'm sending that challenge.
There you.
Oh, it got sent to me already.
Dang. Too slow.
Man, I've been trying. ToadySP is just so powerful. Like,
Yeah.
the power level is crazy. I'm a little scared. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna get my face punched in. Hold on.
Oh. Oh, you know it's bad when Rodney's scared. Okay. You'll be pressing buttons. Is it time?
Still on medium, right? Yeah.
Yep. We're only going to high gravity for top 3. Yeah, Rodney building a little chaotic here. And that's gonna be a tough sell given just like what he's up against here.
Yeah, if Toady's predicted to win over What, and What is an absolute killer, you definitely do not want to be testing your luck with extravagant builds.
Like, here's the thing that threw me off in the times that we've played. It's that, like, I don't know what he's doing, but he's throwing, like, so much off a first fairy, and it's damage that sticks. So, like, I'm gonna try and keep a closer eye, but the first fairy doesn't feel real for, like, anyone. And he's here throwing out...
Unless.
Yeah, so, like, that's kind of one, like, what is your secret? What you doing over there? But, yeah, it absolutely caught me off guard. Like, he would throw enough to be at advantage, and then, like, that's just kind of match. If anything, I'm also, like, surprised how much, like, late-game damage spikes What was getting.
Great downstack from Rodney.
That's a fairy sacrifice. I suppose maybe he's accepting more. Honestly, that's about the same amount of damage he would have gotten anyway. Punishes Rodney harder for having like a couple of spires at bottom board.
Yeah, just those like the two little even just bumps of one block really coming back to bite Rodney on that
Rodney's entered the Rodney dimension. I don't know what he's doing with his board at this point. He's gaming derogatory.
Alright, this is a good down stack, but this spire in the middle is looking a lot more like a magical drop pattern than the kind of pattern you want to see in Pac-Attack.
Okay, he gets fairy. He just needs to live 2 more turns. Don't die here.
The fairy doesn't kill because it only takes up one block. That's funny.
The fairy couldn't... Oh yeah, no, like, you can survive extra steps with the fairy because you're only a smaller piece. That's why, like, I like how this game has a suggestion of a top-out. Honestly, same fashion that Kenya does. It's like, if your piece fits and can get itself out of there, you're not dead. It doesn't count.
And he's still getting those 2 blocks in there to clear those full lines.
Ronde's...
Unfortunately, this spire on the right is getting very hairy very fast.
I have no idea how he's living through this much.
Oh, and the damage comes in. Alright, first round going to Toady.
I guess, like, it seems kind of mundane, but like we're just cashing in a lot of Pac-Mans with no momentum, and gonna hit relatively hard there.
4
Gets a
line
Tetris.
clear. Oh my god.
But like, this isn't the PSX one, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, clearing lines doesn't send garbage, it's just the ghosts, right?
Yep. There's like no reward for it. PSX Pac-Attack retcons this to be like column of damage where every 2 lines you clear, it lowers the board down, and the ghosts are out except for like all clears. But I don't know, like I'm trying to see if there's something I'm not getting here, but he's just got strong fundamentals. I think he and What tend to manage their line clears better than a lot, which is important. Like, in a way, it wraps back around to the beginner's problem of don't be the reason that you lose. And like, comparatively, everyone we've seen up to now, except for like What, has a much messier looking mid game. See, like, manages to get the read on that, and now it's a flat line again.
Yeah, Toady just has absolute control over where the... Like, he's just so good at making sure that he has the correct number of regular blocks in each column, and then as he clears the ghosts, they all just fall into a flat stack.
I guess that's what makes GODHAND. Okay.
Alright, this is enough of a hit that it might throw off for at least a second.
He's due for a fairy, like, any second now.
Oh, that's true.
In a way, almost...
Oh no, he's gonna discard it again.
Except some more damage. I don't know about that one. But then again, I'm not one to ever throw away like a mid-game. Oh my god.
That was a huge trick, but look how many ghosts he's getting with every pack.
I don't know, I think that Rodney might actually be able to seal something here, because like, we have to do double line clear, well now single line clear to be able to reopen his route. He did it. Toady's still in this, but like, Rodney's constantly threatening checkmate here and there. There's so many ghosts.
The ghosts are just ping-ponging back and forth, and it's getting out of control. And Toady's board looking a little hairy for the first time.
Rodney had to do a weird accept.
Yeah, we're definitely entering Die Last gaming phase here.
That was a particularly strong hit from Toady. He's also due for Fairy first.
Rodney's just not gonna make it.
I thought Rodney could pull out the dream there, and then he did like an accidental double rotate. Like, this game sort of has spins. It's weird. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that Fairy Sacrifice is the right call this late in the bracket. Like, there still is a vast difference in board control between both players here, but Rodney could have closed that last round out. I really think that.
Yeah, he got incredibly close.
Quote Amelia in chat, when your opponent is dying first, do not interrupt them. Okay, this is a little complicated. Cody managed to fix up first floor, but had to do a ghost plug to be able to get that. That being said, like, I'm starting to pay attention, like, oh, he made a single gap versus, like, Rodney's board state. So, I think, honestly, the longer Rodney ends up in mid-game, the better shot he'll have, just because they're both kind of in a weird place. Hard to say.
I think Fairy has pretty much brought this back to slightly worse early game.
That's first Fairy.
No, though it's adding up on Rodney's side really fast. Every piece of damage Toady sends is just hitting Rodney in the worst possible spot. Oh, this is a good setup though. Oh, unfortunately Pac-Man was facing left. That line clear is going to do a lot of work though. This is going to all connect. That's a huge down stack.
Okay, Rodney is going to get a significant fairy here that Toady threw away. Time to see if this choice of discards is finally going to bite him or not. You know what? Yeah, it's killer. I hate the triple block this late in mid-game. Because it's just forcing you to, like, pick a plug and... No option's good.
Yeah, and the fact that Rodney got like 3 of them is just brutal.
Rodney's not due for a fairy anytime soon.
Yeah, it's looking like checkmate here. The water is rising, and that's gonna be it.
Alrighty then.
It's not to say Toady wasn't also a top board though. Rodney was just a little bit higher.
Alright. We're gonna use this moment to just have a little fireside chat, talk about what Puzzle Wednesday's doing for this month before we move on to the rest of the bracket. But if you're here right now, June 14th, congratulations, this is Pac-Attack. We're doing this for a couple days before my birthday because this is one of my favorites. And if we had, if we had Duck Station, maybe it might be Bister Driller. Just something Namco puzzle. But it's a good game. It's a good time. I hope you guys are enjoying that. We are going to be back this time next week with Puzzle Bobble. If you've not checked out the new one, Puzzle Bobble Every Bubble, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. And being one of the faster tempo games in the series, we're going to harken back to it and run Puzzle Bobble 1 on Fightcade. You know, the eternal classic. So check out for that. The following Friday, 3rd Friday of June, it's going to be the Nintendo slot. We are back with Dr. Mario Turbo. If you are unfamiliar with what Dr. Mario Turbo is, understandable. It is a ROM hack brought to us by some of our friends at the Dr. Mario Championship community, particularly the exact same. And what it does is it backports a number of quality of life features from later Dr. Mario titles, particularly in game tempo and randomizer. So it's a favorite here. You guys should check it out. It's going to be a good time. And to wrap things up for June, we're doubling down on mystery. We already have Pac-Attack right now. We're going to be bringing you Sen No, which, Can you guys believe we've only run Sen-No bracket once? CT?
Wait, only once?
Only
No,
once?
We have only
twice.
done.
Hasn't it been twice?
We have only done one Sen-No bracket.
No.
So it's time to rectify that. The Guru in lobby's beating you right now.
Dang.
But if you've not played Sen-No, no description that I can really give you is going to prepare. It's a funny pipe game, but funny is a really weak word right there. I like to liken it to Hokuto no Ken or Fist of the North Star fighting game, where this game also has an infinite predicated on abusing the anti-infinite system. So, it's funny. Check it out. It's probably like the other game behind Pac-Attack where we just meme it into existence. And boy howdy, it's always a funny time. And I believe that's it for our announcements for June. I will say, I'm going to be at CEO this year with a couple of other Puzzle Wednesday people. If you happen to find us, we're going to have a number of setups for retro puzzle stuff, Dreamcast, PlayStation, Sega Saturn. And we're going to try and do some impromptu stuff. You see us, come hang out, talk with us, play puzzle games. It's going to be a good time. We'll have a lot of stuff to show off. Anyway, I guess we're going to go ahead to Winners Finals. Or God Finals.
Yeah, just God.
Oh, just God?
Yeah, it's God, and then the end of loser's bracket is just hand.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
And God and hand meet up at the end.
All right. So I have no expectations about what's going to happen with this one.
If they reset the bracket, does it become a hand God though?
I think
No,
it does.
You just remove the question mark. Anyway, I really don't know what to expect out of this one. Like, these are the two people on the server that have cleared God Hand. There's one more in there, but I don't know that he's played a ton of verses. So, these are the top two seeds by a significant amount. Time to see what happens. Oh, right, we are also going to high gravity for the end of this, which, I mean, probably not going to be too throwing things off too much. The one thing I kind of am curious about is, like, there's a lot more merit in just surviving in this one, even out the gate. Unless you really, like... Actually, CT, I want to kind of, like, compare this to running TGM2. I feel like this almost has the invert... Yo, all clear. Neat. Has the inverse problem with running Death on tap, where I think due to the extra gravity, this makes attacks stick way more than they would in normal gravity. Like, it's not death by 1,000 cuts like normal or speed ends up being.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as dramatic as Death Mode in TGM2, because versus Death Mode in TGM2 can be extremely volatile. But, yeah, I follow your point.
Like, I think this is the level of volatile it needs to be.
Yeah, if anything... Oh, the fairy... Interesting.
Yep, neutral only, no super meter allowed. Okay. Toadie's damage accepts are a lot cleaner.
Okay, his first real quote-unquote damage on board. We'll see how long it takes him to clean it up. Certainly doesn't look that bad.
Are we gonna keep sacrificing? Okay, accept
He's
that.
using
But
Fairy to clean it up. Okay.
What's is a lot better. He also didn't have to accept like any damage in return. He's kind of got a U-shaped funnel where Toady's got something. Well, like, we're already into second fairy here, so Toady's gonna be playing in this weird disadvantage state for a lot longer. The cleanup route's sort of there, but like, it's gonna require more Pac-Mans to justify the line clears, and it's probably comfortable right now.
Toady fished for enough singles, and honestly, the board state is looking kind of reasonable here. Oh, this is
Okay.
a juicy sand.
Never mind. We're both due for a fairy, but what needs to live badly? Okay. And oh no!
What happened?
He accidentally dashed over the top into a gap and spent Pac-Man on nothing. Oh. To undo the TGM comparison, this is not death. You are still eternally an awkward G.
That is true.
Never assume that just holding the button is going to get you, or the direction is going to get you exactly where you would like.
I love that people just call it that, awkward G. Like, nobody knows the exact G value. It's unknown to science.
It's really
it's
awkward.
It's just awkward.
It's in its like pubescent teenage years. It's just trying to get by, man. Okay. Now they play are really making a move here. We're kind of getting consistent like clean up staircases from what. That's not putting a ton of pressure on. Almost feels like what's is converting to like center 2 wide, which is fine. Toady
Fairy
sacrifices fairy
discard.
again. Feeling
Double
mutual.
fairy discard.
Yeah, I don't like what's board anymore.
No. I mean,
There's
it's just mesmerizing watching the cleanup happen. And I'm sure if this were single player, he'd be back in the game. But those little relentless pokes just do enough damage to keep things from truly restabilizing.
well, like it honestly puts you in situations that you're never gonna find in organic single player mode. That you know,
Mm-hmm.
because like to have that awkward of a board state, you kind of have to do it to yourself then. And I can't imagine they've been that level of self-sabotage for a while.
Okay, board is truly kind of awkward here. He needs to dig in the left, but... Oh, he does find a single. It is pretty rough though.
Yeah, this is dire. And gets 2
Oh
forward.
wow, that was fast.
Didn't pass out of the way in time. Alright. Toady threatening set point here.
Players greeting.
Basically, no reason not to.
Fishing for the all clear, maybe?
It's like real talk. I know I've joked a long time like this is a Grandmaster game. And like Namco would never use the branding, but also at this point, why don't we have like Pac-Attack Championship Edition then?
Yeah, I would be there.
I would play the hell
so
out
be
of
there.
that. I think like this is cool. Don't get me wrong. I love what's going on screen here. I love the PlayStation version. I still think this game isn't fully realized.
Is that the first fairy we've seen Toady cash in?
He's cashed in a couple of like mid-set ones before, but out the gate like this, no, that's rare. Okay. What needs to do a couple of plugs to be able to work through this? Seems fine.
Toady's path just kind of got blocked, and now the pokes are just re-blocking it.
That's honestly like it's. Pokes are very strong, yet also rarely intentional.
Okay, we've got some stabilization happening here, and the fairy's about to come out. But what's got a pretty nice, I want to say down stack, but like we need more Pac-Man theme terminology here.
Center too wide is more precarious than it ever looks. Yo, that was clutch. Also, Amelia will come up with something in the chat, I'm sure. Don't drop it here.
Oh, this is tight.
What needs way too much meter build?
Yeah, it was good, and then a poke happened, and all of a sudden this board was terrible again.
Oh boy.
Wow, the 3-0, but Toady was sweating there in that last round, so WatWuzDat has a good chance of warming up through the hand finals and coming back up.
Oh my god. Speaking of which, let's see where we're at in that front.
Okay.
Sitting on hand round 3.
It's commentator versus commentator, mano a mano.
Oh, wait. Did I read that right? Let me refresh this. Oh, hand round 3 happened a while ago. We got Roddy, MasaQueen, and you and me. Hello. And I'm assuming that ping means that, yep, that's us first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've returned to words.
You've returned to words. Hi, Roddy.
Yeah,
Well, Juicey, I'm not going to trash talk you. You're too much of a gentleman. But I will say, whether you win or lose, remember, it's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's about the ghosts we ate along the way.
What do they taste like? Okay. Well, good luck. Have fun.
Time for the hand quarterfinals.
Oh, let me update that really quick.
You know, I'm not one to get tattoos, but if I did get a tattoo, it just might be Yacht's Pac-Attack background.
Yeah.
Just straight across my back, you know?
Sends a message. What that is, I don't know.
I never noticed that you could get different Pac-Man pieces, like different things in them.
What do you mean by that?
So, like, you got 2 Tetris blocks and Pac-Man, while CT got Ghost, Pac-Man, Tetris block.
Yeah, I don't think there is like a fixed piece order for that both players get at the same time.
So we're not on the same seed, basically.
Yeah.
Taking this path, I think next clear, Color Thief can start making a down stack. Oh, but these pokes from Juicey are just really rude. Really rude. Okay, now CT has a path that can start down stacking. But Juicey's taking this time just to attack.
CT is definitely set up for the use fairy to empty the board setup.
Yo, secret crate?
I do see the secret crate, oh man.
Non-intentional.
Juicy's fairy didn't send anything to CT.
We're having to cover that up. I think they can. CT can still make that a nice down stack, but. Oh no. Oh no, Pac-Man.
Uh-oh.
So now we're waiting on Wanda to show up. Oh, I do like that opens it up, but Juicy's just gonna be sending constant harassments now.
Yeah, but CT has a way in, so
Yeah.
even with constant harass, CT has at least some way to get down.
And gets super. And then the lonely ghost on the bottom. He's just vibing. Juicey sending that big fairy attack, but CT had the ducks back build, so they're able to rubber band most of that damage back. Oh no. I think that's a mistrap. Ooh, those ghosts. And this late in the game, I don't think Juicey's gonna get another fairy for a little bit.
Yeah, this is a little bit late for another fairy. CT continually poking. I don't think there's enough room. Yep.
Oh, CT didn't do the all clear for the culture. I can't believe that. Liking Juicey's defensive build.
Yeah, but having that left spire effectively makes his board a little bit narrower.
Yeah.
Oh, that hit from CT. Ruined Juicy's chance to clean up immediately, but manages to get back after another Pac-Man.
Mhm. Who does a fairy? Pac-Man discard.
Both players discarding Pac-Man. Who will be the one who gets fairy? Okay. Both get fairy at the same time.
Mhm. Juicy have that formation on the right side. I do think there's a way to dig it down, but it's still a little... It's gonna bury that one ghost, yeah.
Yep.
But I think... They both get fairy again. Juicy... Oh, Juicy wanting to take the damage so they can rubber band all of that. And gets another turn. Oh no, CT blocking off. Okay. I think they can open that up. Oh, Juicy keeps attacking them.
Yeah. Juicy didn't send anything to clean it out or to block it off. CT opens up the hole.
Oh. Well, I do like that Tetramino clear to keep the stack clean.
At this point, I think Juicy is just fishing as hard as he can for that fairy. Oh no! The accidental discard!
I'm liking this path Juicy's making right now. It's pretty fancy.
Oh, CT greeting so hard.
The fairy is going to do some crazy damage once CT gets it.
Yeah, but CT does still need to eat some ghosts to reach that fairy.
Well, I wonder if Juicy's slowing down, trying to force CT to eat away at this fairy. Goes for the path. It gets... Ooh.
Oh. Oh, CT's board looks really messed up now. I wouldn't say Juicy's is in the best of shapes, but CT literally has no access to columns 1 and 2.
Oh, doesn't get the fairy and Juicy does, so Juicy's definitely going to be holding down.
CT ate one ghost and got the fairy, but was one piece short!
Hate to see it.
Greed not paying off for once. At puzzle Wednesday.
greed bad? Question mark? Really? Okay. Discards the pack. Ooh, I like it. Let's see it. Man, Pac-Man chains are just so... They're just satisfying to watch. You watch them and you go like, ooh, ah.
Oh,
That's-
CT getting blocked off from the entire right side of his board. Forced to eat down. Has a very uneven stack at the moment. It's full of ghosts, so it's definitely downstackable. It's just... Juicey has plenty of time and space to just keep putting pressure on.
And gets the perfect piece for this. And gets hit really hard, but Juicey's gonna play slow, try to get the max out of the fairy. He doesn't accept it until after using the fairy, but still, Juicey's board's in a nicer position than CT's at this moment.
Oh, CT has nowhere to put pieces.
Well, the ghosts are like there's so many ghosts on the ghost row right now.
Oh my gosh, but he gets fairy,
Okay,
and Juicy can't prevent it.
just cannot. Oh, final piece. But Juicy's gonna have this big follow up on the fairy.
Yeah, and the CT can only get about halfway down his board.
Well, cleaning up the ghost up there.
No!
CT with the accidental double rotate. And we're in the first on-stream game 5, I think.
Let's go. CT pairing the Pac-Man sandwich.
There are so many ghosts on the screen right now. On both sides.
My goodness, that fairy's gonna be so scary.
Oh, that garbage hit Juicy in exactly the right spot. Juicy just spiking all that damage right back at CT. CT with the turnaround.
Oh my goodness.
And suddenly CT is playing Tetris. Where there's nothing but block.
Oh, doesn't... Man, this... Once you start getting a lot of damage, that 3 Tetramino piece is just so rude. Ooh, but CT has access to Fairy. Juicy returning.
I don't actually know who's in a better spot right now.
I think Juicy just can at least clear a lot of this immediately. I'm not sure if CT has access to clear it all.
Oh, damn.
Oh gosh. My garbage. So much garbage.
GG's. Also, yeah, Rodney, you were on the mark. I slowed the hell down, where's the
Okay.
disadvantage? Because I'm like, And unless you're really like damage outputting, like I think there's merit to just not leading the tempo in this, which feels really weird for a lot of puzzle games.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like Dan Puzzle Fighter in a lot of regards. But yeah, no, GG's, dude. You scared the hell out of me.
Was that a reverse 3-0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a reverse 3-0.
Yeah.
Get Vipe, Pack Bracket, reverse 3-0. Now
Right.
play the best game of your life and dethrone WatWuzDat.
Anyway, it's your turn now, Rodney. Why wasn't this game called Sackman? By the by, Kayat7 in chat now. He's responsible for this image of beauty that you're looking on in the background there. If you're not aware, we commissioned him for a lot of pieces, but this is our general mystery thing. And to make it more Pac-Man biased as ever, he's eating at least one piece from like most everything we've run, with like a couple exceptions. I see the Luminous one by his tongue. I'm like, man, I wish we could run that here.
Did we lose Juicey?
I'm here.
Okay. Your microphone randomly cuts out until you upgrade your PC, probably.
Probably. Soon. It's in the mail.
That's
This
exciting.
is also the last match tonight on middle speed.
Order hand. Okay. Decompressing. I don't know what it is about Rodney. I love you. Why do you always gotta make row one have a gap out the gate?
Rodney's out here playing 4D Tetris.
It's not even that game.
It's basically Tetris.
I don't remember. Is Masa? I mean, Masa has to be good to have made it this far.
She smoked me, so... She just had a really, really, really unlucky round one against CT. Like,
As
it's
this
impossible.
won't happen.
It's like, just a unfortunate roll of the dice there.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't she seed bracket?
I think that was Raz.
Oh, okay.
Masa is not in TO duty this bracket. Speaking of TO duty, tip your waitress and waiter. It's Amelia SMB and Hacksaw unit Kirk, Rick, both UTOs tonight. They've been doing a spectacular job in weird circumstances. The one thing I would say, Rodney, what's with these spires?
It's just first fairy, man. Let him have his spires.
As a treat? Yeah. Okay, we got defensive build on Rodney's side. Pretty good extension off of it, too. Gonna choose to sacrifice Pac-Man. Could have probably done that Pac-Man sacrifice in less moves, but we're still in business here. Rodney gonna get a significant hit off of this.
And a very stable formation after that pack cleared.
Oh, he gets another ducks back. You know, I'll at least say I don't ever feel bad for, like, using ducks back for what's ostensibly pyramid stacking, because at least it serves a different purpose. Plus, also, I'm fantastic at tech names. Shut up. I feel like Rodney, even if there's some moves that I feel are committed to vertical, he just has a pretty solid mid-game running right now. He's gotten himself out of a couple awkward builds. But, you know, he's out here. I don't think we're really going to see any game-deciding action until at least second fairy with these guys, so... I'm also not going to argue with, like, in case of emergency, I don't mind that Rodney's just taking certain columns out of play. Like, if he doesn't want to damage accept on 5 and 6, fine. It is a little narrowing. I wouldn't do it for, like, more than 3 if you can help it, but he has options. He's doing okay. And Masa's gonna drop first round. Rodney takes it. Yo, all clear? Yo, all clear? There it is. Rodney would. We love all clear gaming here. Masa with a couple of, like, Spire dependencies here. So much of it comes down to just, like, fighting your instinct to make vertical stacks. Anything that you can avoid, like, going to overhead and, like, committing any sort of piece or column dependency is huge. That being said, Rodney's move looking like it's gonna work out here. And we have a right side well at this point. Shave that, and he has access to all of his ghosts. Little bit of a cutoff, but...
Rodney has been grinding PlayStation GODHAND a bit, here and there.
Well,
and I think it shows in the maturity of his stacking. He just feels very much in control.
I'm gonna be honest, I think Rodney is gonna be a real threat at the PlayStation Pac-Attack versus. Not just because, like, it's just stealth columns, his favorite versus game in the genre, but your overall stack and, like, survivability is not that important. Your ability to, like, come up with creative attacks and like, real estate manage your board is super important. Horizontal space becomes on a much bigger premium than even original Pac-Attack. Anyway, we're due for fairies from both players here. Masa's gonna have to wait a whole set of turns here, but it's gonna happen. Column 5 kinda cut off. She's gonna need another turn here. And Rodney just closes out with the 2-3-5. Thank you for the raid, Full Throttle Tetris. This game is like half Tetris. But we're all the way into losers' quarters of Pac-Attack. And if you've not played this before in any serious fashion, or even at all, you're in for a treat. But yeah, no, like, the only thing that makes me kind of doubt is just how vertical Masa's pathing tends to be. And
she's just stacking for a Tetris.
That's what you get from playing TGM every day for like a year. I say that as I've done that for 2 years now. There's a couple of different gap dependencies. I really don't like Masa having 2 ghosts and like a free tall dependency on column 6. Like, honestly, all Rodney needs to do is like a good 1, maybe 2 line poke.
Yeah, poke anything. And Masa just needs to survive to Fairy. I think if she can do that, there's a good chance she can downstack.
I don't know. She needs like at least 2 more turns worth. To get a line clear. She has
this is kind of rough. No, she had a good move, but
not out of the running here, but I really, really do not like what's going on with her board.
I think she needs to munch a few too many ghosts to get the next fairy here.
Rodney sacrificing the fairy. This checkmate, I don't know, that reads as being out. But Rodney gonna take it, 3-0. Which means I'm gonna be seeing Rodrick in loser hand semis. Okay. I'm extremely impressed with Hot Rod's improvement in this tournament. Rodney does this with every game. Like, he top 4s every unknown Kusoge known to man. It's just gonna happen. Technically already has, since we're both in loser semis at this point, yeah?
Yeah, I have a need for Kusoge.
It's true, buddy. You ready for this?
I'm ready if you are.
Alright. We have one more match of medium speed. Then it's all uphill from here. Good luck, have fun.
You too. Oh, I think we're supposed to be on hard, Juicy.
Wait, isn't it hard for top 3?
It's hard, yeah.
Oh. Oops.
Oops.
We go back to main
It
menu?
says top 4, right in the rules.
You think I read the rules? For my own tournaments that I run? No.
Juicy, this is gonna...
Pause, they just forfeited the round. Sorry, tournament rules.
Juicy, this is gonna reflect negatively on my rank. That's what...
Oh no! Oh no! It's gonna reflect high on your D rank.
My elo, Juicy.
I don't care, man. Let's try this from the top. We're all getting high here.
Good luck, have fun.
That's it.
Oh. Yeah, that's fast.
It's no god hand speed.
Okay, both players very much in control. Stable pathing available. No ideal ducks back, but lots of funneling going on. First little bit of destabilization happening. Nothing too choppy. Juicey's already recovered. Rodrick isn't looking that bad. More pokes coming from Juicey, but with Roderick's board still so reasonable, it's pretty easy to bounce back. First fairy comes out for Rodrick. Doesn't hesitate, cashes it in. Juicey will hit back a little harder. But honestly, it's just a tickle for both players. Ooh, bit of a fumble there from Rodrick. He wasn't quite sure how to use that Pac-Man. Okay, good awkward G movements from Rodrick. Meanwhile, Juicey's just kind of chilling out. Oh, bit of a underwhelming Pac-Man clear from Rodrick, and his board is just awkward enough. It's kind of important that he gets value out of those. Okay, he does get lots of block pieces right into the fairy. This is going to completely restabilize his board. And even while Juicey's basically sitting in a duck's back position, like he's just chilling. Okay, Roderick's got a big clear lined up. He does bury a go center board though. That is going to be awkward to recover at this speed. Okay, finds the down stack. A weird awkward staircase taken care of. Okay, Juicey opens up his clear as well. Lots of down stacking happening. Yeah. Players are being thrown out of balance, but largely finding their footing again afterwards. Some checkerboarding happening on Juicey's side. Ooh, and he did not get much value out of that Pac-Man clear. Ooh. Okay, he's got one awkward downstack here. Many Pac-Man are needed. That poke from Rodrick perfectly timed to just deny recovery. Fairy is not that far away, but Juicey does need a lot of ghost clears to get there. And he doesn't quite find them. First round goes to Rodrick. Greeting going on from a Juicey. He does bury a bunch, but basically nothing you do before the first bury even matters. So he's just kind of waiting for the fairy to come and turn his board into a clean stack again. Okay, gets the critical single. Okay, he's really close to that fairy. Roderick's going to get it first. If he gets it fast enough, maybe he can shut out Juicey. Oh, no, Juicey just activated his fairy. He has enough room for it, and he's going to get this down stack through the checkerboard. So just like that, Juicey's in a very strong position once again. Center well strats, lots of doubles. Roderick's got like a bit of an awkward board, but he looks like he's not going to have any trouble hitting the next fairy, so he'll be able to convert this into a stable stack. But then that might be the last time we see stable boards from these players. Both players looking pretty good after that last fairy. Very conservative, stable placements coming from Rodrick. He's a man on a mission to die last. Wastes a Pac-Man, but his board is so stable, I don't think that's the end of the world. It's got some awkward stuff happening now. He's gonna need to convert some of this to lines. It's not entirely clear he's got what it takes to survive to the next fairy. Okay, he is finding some good clears. If he keeps it up, he will get the fairy. Juicey's got some big clears lined up. Okay, next fairy's looking like it'll come out, but I don't think it'll properly clean up either player's stack. Okay, Juicey gets fairy if he can survive. And it's looking like he will. Juicey finding the clears. Roderick's got a lot on board, and he didn't have the paths to really eat them very efficiently. Juicey can manage to snatch some of these giant clears that are available to him. Oh yeah, it's coming together for Juicey. Roderick is on the ropes.
Rodney robbed me at columns 1 and 2 for like a solid 20 seconds.
That was a lot of ghosts. Surprisingly dirty board on both sides, considering how early it is. But, and if I had to criticize the verses of this game in any way, nothing before the first fairy particularly matters. So, if you play well, you just play well, and if you play poorly, you're just... the fairy's gonna fix it all.
And the fairies are fine.
Surprising awkwardness on Roderick's board. I'm wondering if he's trying to juice a fairy or something? Not even one row, though. Juicey can pretty much downstack to his secret grade pattern. Juicey, definitely a player notorious for getting secret grade in games where it doesn't belong.
No! I wanted that line clear. Give!
Oh. Juicey's board is more awkward than you'd like it to be this early in the game. He's probably going to make it to the next fairy, but it's just not exactly comfortable. Okay, Roderick poised to hit it second, and he's gonna straight up return all of these ghosts. And that's gonna actually split Juicey's board in a bit of an awkward way. The far left side is not very convenient to clean up right now. Okay, he did get it, but he didn't make progress on the rest of his clears. He just can't get enough Pac-Man right now. Okay, he finds a double. This is a pretty meaty path. And he finds another single. Okay. he might make it after all. But Roderick's board is still pretty comfortable, so there's going to be a lot more damage coming Juicey's way. Ooh, Juicey denied the single he desperately needs. That's going to edge out a second point for Roderick, who's now on hand point. Roderick breeding for some mid-sized pals. Players tickling each other before that first fairy comes. Unclear who's going to get there first. Maybe Roderick? Ooh, Juicey reading. He kind of wants Roderick's fairy to come first, I think, to try to return it. Oh, can't quite time it. So they're both going to get a simultaneous fairy. I mean, I go for it too, because what else are you going to go for? But getting the second fairy has some hypothetical, dubious advantages. Or getting the first fairy second, I should say. Okay, Roderick's board, looking a bit awkward. He does get to the fairy first, and it's looking like a pretty nice cleanup. Oh my god, that attack from Juicey. Roderick is cleaning it up, but dear lord, there's a lot more work to do where that came from. Okay, critical single coming from Roderick. Juicey's also in a bit of an awkward spot here, but Roderick is literally on... yeah. He's not going to pull through. This one's going to game 5. Roderick with his trademark make a little bit of a mess in the initial greed. Okay, second fairy's coming out. Ooh, juicy staircase coming from Rodrick. Gets to return most of that garbage, and a juicy staircase from Juicey. Okay, the easy clears seem largely exhausted though. People are now going to have to live with the consequences of their stacking for a while. Another fair comes out. Okay, Rodrick does get the nice cleanup. And the perfectly facing left Pac-Man. Okay, Rodrick does turn this into a lot of clears. Getting a little tired of this panic music fading in and out though.
No, never.
Gotta love the can. Thank you, Namco. I didn't know Namco composed the can. That's pretty interesting.
Ooh.
GG's.
GG's.
Getting the full ghost piece at the most awkward moment.
Ooh.
See me in PSX, nerd.
Sure, I'll do that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna take an intermission, load up Duck Station.
Yeah, fuck, let's go. Moving on to Hand Finals, which is, boy, that's a name. Alrighty then. I mean, bracket's pretty linear. Let's just see what we get the call. What was that versus Hot Rod? Rodrick Knee. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just Hand. My bad. I mean, I think Hand Finals is kind of funny, but let's do it.
Let's do it.
Wait, why is it Rodrick and what was that? Didn't Juicy win that?
No.
What?
No.
Who was player 2?
Rodney.
Did I
I
have
was
the name
player
mixed?
2.
What? I thought you died at the end.
I didn't die at the end.
Jesus, I'm the worst commentator.
Look, I'm sure you just want brownie points. Thank you for caring about it. Let's do the thing.
That was such a close one. Hot damn.
Honestly, we're gonna have to see that, like, Rodney's beginning board messiness doesn't come to bite him in this set, because, like, from here on out, we don't start making a mess until tail end of bracket, or, like, second fairy?
Yeah, I see no BS coming from Rodrick. He's not brave enough to greed against this
brave.
opponent.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Like, if all else fails, just don't make your mid-game harder for yourself. That being said, player side's right. Like, Rodney kind of clean. Gets the first fairy. What gonna be sending a lot more back. there's one
What
thing
is
I'm
he
seeing,
Blazing fast.
like, and I think this also applies to CGM. Like, I saw a couple of moves from what they're like, basically using the 2 of the same rotation button for a fast 180.
Yo, was that a death before second fairy?
No, I mean, it's not to say it's not possible, but that's what happens when you get to top 3.
I think what isn't letting go of the down key.
Well, Rodney would never not hold down. He has a reputation, you know?
I have a hold down reputation.
If not you, it's Xerxian. Fix that up a little bit. I didn't realize how much the display was eating towards the bottom board there. Patch back up. Honestly,
A slight advantage to Rodrick just because his board position is so nice, but
I don't know.
I don't think what is going to have a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, like there, he just turned this into a staircase.
Maybe we're looking at round 1 fairy the wrong way, and you should build as absolute batshit as you can to have like a max damage output, and then worry about returning to neutral afterwards. Just a thought, but like Toady does it, and clearly, there might be more merit to like getting more resources. Wild that a game like Pac-Attack Versus can evolve, you know? You know. Okay, Rodney kind of inspired there, manages to get to the top of the ghost there.
Very nice restabilization from what? Meanwhile, Roderick's quite hungry for some block pieces, but he's getting lots of ghosts.
I mean, at this point, Rodney's not cleared for, like, any line clears at this point. He gets one right there, and then everything is up until he gets to Pac-Man.
Those line clears are so critical for dying last.
Oh, absolutely. Has a chance of getting Fairy here. I don't like the odds.
No, Pac-Man.
I don't like the odds now.
Oh no!
No walls in the Ghost Row, huh?
No walls, we're in the Ghost Row.
Alright, what was that? Threatening to close out hand. Yeah, like, honestly, I'm seeing a lot more haphazard placements from what, in terms of just, like, leaving ghosts for later. I'm wondering if, like, you can't... Oh, that's just a really good skim into all clear. What the hell? Y'all scary. But, like, maybe you can kind of transfer the idea from, like, Puzzle Fighter where you set, like, Power Gem later to be used as ammunition mid-match. That being said, at least what seems full team, I'm gonna set off Fairy when I get it. I think we started seeing Toady commit that a little bit late winners finals, but we'll see what happens.
Rodrick landing a solid hit, while what's board is not fantastic. Column 6 is basically out of commission.
Yeah, like, okay, now it's absolutely plugged, but like, even then, compared to the PSX version, it's really hard to dash over to like column 1-6 at top board. You need at least like 2 rows leeway to have a chance. Either that or have like something that you can triple rotate, walk over to it.
Now Roderick's board is looking a little too spicy.
Alright. What, closing out 3-0? And that means we're getting the run back for quote-unquote GODHAND.
This'll be a treat.
We've got ToadySP versus WatWuzDat. Rest in peace, Rodney. You were a real one. He always got the star power, my guy. Okay. So these two are not the only, but like, gosh, the amount of verified Pac-Attack GODHANDs are still single digits, I'm led to believe. These two have finished it in different versions of the game. I know WatWuzDat did it for the PSX version, which handles a little bit different mechanically. Biggest one is like the PSX one is functionally asks you to make no mistakes in exchange for slightly better controls. And all the earlier versions of Pac-Attack have less control, less friendliness with DAS, but you're not forced to have perfect meter management. So, kind of interested to see how that shakes out fundamentally. Seems like they're having a bit of trouble starting. There it is.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna see who's gonna win the biscuit. Bit of a delay here. No doubt the players exchanging fierce Pac-Attack trash talk in the background. Interesting to see what was that thrown off balance so early.
I don't know if that's thrown off balance or just a deliberate choice at this point. Like, obviously, it's kind of clumsy, and maybe Toady's able to capitalize on, like, get a pre-fairy knockout. Oh, no, okay.
I don't think he wants this. This is more nasty than a fairy can even clear up.
This is the intense Pac-Attack rushdown. Okay. Toady getting hit, but can basically easily just downstack this and rubber band it all back. And cleans up the other side. Crazy. WatWuzDat's right side is...
It's
Look
just
at all
so
that
nasty.
icy.
It's so much downstacking gonna have to happen there. I mean, it's possible. There's a fairy coming.
Fairy is coming. We love the comeback. We love the diamond. But still, that right wall is like... It's better, but it's still like...
It's basically there. He's got it. He's got it.
And now Toady's left side wall. Okay. When the one ghost... The ghost nowhere to land. It's tracking garbage.
Look, it's not as malicious as Metal Crash.
Okay. He gets to this kind of like plus formation. One is able, before the ghosts, like, traps it, okay. Okay, Toady frees it up. Gets it down stack, but what was that? Almost having, oh, that 3 block rooting the ducks back. Okay. But both players getting pretty dangerously close to fairy. Toady just needs one more, but WatWuzDat's probably gonna get one too.
Oh, I think it'll come. Hell yeah. What a clutch down stack. Both players are getting a clutch down stack though.
We're in the panic music dimension now. Okay.
I swear those pokes are heat-seeking for the most empty columns.
Look, that's what I'm saying. The pokes in this game are crazy. They're like, I'm gonna land here 3 times in a row just for you.
WatWuzDat is real struggling though. There's no fairy in sight, and his board is ugly. Dang. Wow. That was a very intense round 1.
That was crazy.
Both players looked dead several times before the end there.
Okay. Was that able to clean up the heat-seeking ghost that landed on the on the left side?
They are heat-seeking though, I swear. There's no way it's random. They will fill up one entire row before they duplicate a column, but otherwise I think they're heat-seeking.
Ooh, cleans. What was that? Cleaning up that little pathway in the middle of the stack. Pretty nice.
It's, Toady has like the most galaxy brain cleanup there. Like, look at his
Oh
board.
my goodness.
Like that gap plug? Jeez.
One thing I'm starting to notice is that Toady will not use the fairy if it ruins the chain so much as so the board state will become horrible. Even if damage would come out for it, I don't think they'd use the fairy unless the board was very clean afterwards.
God, how is he still keeping this intact? Oh.
See, it was heat seeking. It did the lowest column.
I'm sorry, I just noticed something.
Did it again. Like, there's no way. Every single time it happens.
I think
So quick win coming up for Toady there. That's impressive.
I think I noticed something that he's doing that I don't know if anyone else has. Like, at the end of his triple rotate, he's doing 2-button 180 to actually make sure Pac-Man is pushed on top of the column 1 or 6. And I've tried that a number of times, and like maybe it just demands a 2-button rotation. Because at least at the end of that last set, that's how he put the top 4 to get like full attack, and I'm madly curious now. Like, he just has a different level handle on some of the movement tech in this game.
And Toady, it's looking like Toady really needs the fairy to show up. Well, WatWuzDat is just complete hold down, rush down, mashing like punch.
Yeah, I think WatWuzDat's going to find his stride. We're going to see his counterattack here. Sends a big send right simultaneously with the fairy, so that it kind of sticks, or at least makes the board awkward.
But somehow Toady's board is so like, I don't understand. Okay. What was that? Getting access to this huge down stack coming in any second. Look at that. And the fairy?
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't take a different fairy there. It's stacked down to the bottom. Oh my god, look at all these ghosts in play. What is going to send all of this back, though? It's all coming back.
Oops, all ghosts on the board?
What keeps finding the giant clears? I think Toady is on the ropes here.
Are we gonna get a point?
I don't know. Depends if you get survival to the Miracle Fairy. Oh, I don't think that's going to do it.
Ooh.
What is on the board? Let's go.
Hell yeah!
But these players are out for blood. Okay.
If they updated the mechanics and added pellets somehow, what would that look like?
Pellet? You eat pellets and you get like a fairy boost.
That's just ghosts.
The pieces can have ghosts and pellets.
Oh, maybe there could be like a not biased or anything, but you eat the pellets so that you get access to your peace snipe mechanic.
Yes,
Oh
of
man,
course, it's
sniping
always
Pac-Man. Oh god.
Look, you try to use the fairy and it gets peace sniped. Like, just think about that. That's beautiful.
Honestly, I'm starting to notice it more on what side too, but like there's definitely there has to be utility for 180 double rotations there. That, a couple of like really clutch specific axis of rotation, basic rotations.
Big brain down stack. Toady gonna do the discard. both players do this card.
Interesting.
I don't know. This is like big brain hours.
Just simply respect the pack rotation system.
Pack spin double.
Okay, what? Finding a very nice clean up there.
What's a little committed to some spires here, though?
Who isn't, though? So what's going to hit next fairy? And I think his board is going to look pretty good afterwards.
I think what's going to take...
What? He doesn't take the
Okay.
fairy? That has to be a mistake.
Y'all crazy.
Why would he not take the fairy? I'm so confused. I
Y'all
think-
crazy.
What was that? Maybe that's what he was going for.
Anyway, so with a relatively clean sweep, ToadySP is your Pac-Attack or Puzzle Wednesday Attack 5th Edition champion. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here tonight. Hopefully, when I say hopefully, definitely by this time next year, we're going to be able to cash in on PSX Pac-Attack once the yearly Juicey tax comes through. But this was still really exciting, and we're going to talk about what we've got lined up for the rest of this month before we find another puzzle streamer to raid. So, June 14th, you're here right now. That was Pac-Attack. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We have a couple more tournaments for the remainder of June. Next week, we have Puzzle Bobble 1. A lot of us here have been playing new Puzzle Bobble for Switch, Puzzle Bobble Every Bubble. And if there's one thing that game has, it's raw speed and tempo. So we figured we'd go back to the well with one of the faster tempo original games. The first one. So, you know, it's going to be a good time. Rewards your fundamentals. Don't look at the, 7-color randomizer too hard. You're worrying. I'm not worrying. The following Friday, we have Dr. Mario Turbo. If you're unfamiliar with Dr. Mario Turbo, it's like, what game is that? The answer is it's not an official one. We had a ROM hack made by one of our friends over at the Dr. Mario Championship community. The exact same. And what Dr. Mario Turbo does is basically backports a number of quality of life changes from later Dr. Mario's into the NES game. Namely, you're going to get a much faster tempo game. I believe there's hard drop, there's combos and damage resolves faster, there's a much nicer randomizer. It's honestly pretty solid work, and we got a lobby for it up here in Fightcade. So check that out. It's for Friday mode. Following that, for our last online event for June, we're doubling down. We had a mystery today. We're doing another mystery. We are playing Sen-No. If you are uninitiated to Sen-No, boy howdy, I really don't know how to express what you're in for, but it is probably one of the most Kuso puzzle games we've played, and we played a lot. On the surface,
It's very well balanced.
It's sure. On the surface, it's a funny pipe puzzle game. Beneath that, it's fucking Calvin Ball. The rules aren't real. Nothing about it's real. Nonsense kind of happens. It has an infinite off of an infinite prevention method. It's weapons grade Kuso game, but we all love it here. So please check that out. And for the not so official part, myself and a couple other Puzzle Wednesday people are going to be at CEO this year. Unfortunately, some of our stuff for the docket did not make it through on side tournaments, but that's not going to stop us from taking over some of the bring your own console space and just running stuff as is. So we'll have a bunch of setups for a lot of 5th generation console stuff, Saturn, PlayStation, dip into Dreamcast a little bit. There's a lot to show off, a lot of puzzle friendlies to be had. You guys, check it out. And with that, let's see if we have any puzzle friends to raid. Channels I follow, no one's live, so we're gonna see who's streaming.
But you're Chikapoo. Chikapoo's doing the new puzzle bubble.
Oh, Chikapoo, like the
Chikapoo _.
Yeah, Puzzle Bobble every bubble. This game, if you guys not tried it, I'm sold. Like, new Puzzle Bobble is fantastic. Everyone should go get it. But they've been a multiple times champion for Puzzle Bobble here at Puzzle Wednesday. Show them some love. And check out Puzzle Bobble every bubble. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.